Formula E crash, Hong Kong EPRX red flag after Wehrlein, D'Ambrosio, Nasr smash. Watch. The trio all started near the back of the grid after changeable conditions in qualifying and came together at turn 2 early in the race. Nasr had visible damage on his Jux Dragon car, trailing smoke as he approached the end of the long straight before failing to turn in and hitting the barriers. Wehrlein came around the corner with nowhere to go, hitting the back of the Brazilian's car before being struck in turn by his Mahindra teammate D'Ambrosio. The three cars blocked the track with Jean-Eric Vergne and Alexander Sims forced to stop in reverse before squeezing past the incident. The race was soon red flagged as the officials were unable to safely retrieve the stricken cars under yellow flags, although they were moved away soon after the rest of the field had returned to the pits. HWAA Stoffel Vandoorne had started round 5 on pole but was passed off the line by fast-starting Oliver Rowland. Sam Bird also got a flyer in his Envision Virgin racing car, making up 5 spots on the opening lap as he looked to take advantage of title rival D'Ambrosio's misfortune. Speaking after the incident, D'Ambrosio said, "I think it's ridiculous. You have a guy like Nasr with something really wrong with his car. He caused a collision, and, it's disappointing, and, poor standards from him and his team not to pit earlier." Nasr had suffered contact earlier in the race and was attempting to return to the pits before the incident. All 3 drivers were forced to retire and were unable to take the restart when the action got underway again. The crash is particularly harmful to the Mahindra duo, with D'Ambrosio top of the drivers' standings before the weekend while Wehrlein was sat 5th despite missing the opening round of the season. Next news: Formula E Hong Kong EPRX live stream, how to watch on TV and online. Formula E is back this weekend as the all-electric championship visits Hong Kong. The ultra-competitive series has seen 4 different winners from the opening 4 races of the season, and changeable conditions on a tight and twisty track mean another unpredictable result is on the cards. Mahindra ace Jerome D'Ambrosio is currently top of the drivers' standings after victory in Morocco, while Brit Sam Bird is 3rd in the championship behind Antonio Felix da Costa, but former F1 regulars since making their Formula E debuts. Can they turn things around in Hong Kong? Formula E TV channel, All Times UK viewers have the chance to watch Formula E live on the BBC for the first time ever, with the race due to be shown on BBC 2 from 7:30 am. Race starts at 8 am. There are also a host of other ways to keep up to date with the action, including on the Red Button and via iPlayer. Qualifying, Sunday, March 10th, 3:45 am, BBC Red Button 3:30 am 5 am BT Sport 3:30 am 5 am Eurosport 1 3:30 am 5 am Race, Sunday, March 10th, 8 am, BBC 2 7:30 am 9:15 am BBC Red Button 7:30 am 9:15 am BT Sport 3 7:30 am 9:30 am Eurosport 1 7:30 am 9:30 am. Formula E livestream fans will be able to watch the race live on the BBC website, while there is also the opportunity to follow Formula E's companion show Voltage on YouTube. This offers an alternative way of taking in the action with high-profile guests watching along in the studio. Highlights will also be broadcast on BT Sport 1, Moon 5 am 6 am, BT Sport 2, Sun 10:30 pm 11:30 pm and Tuesday 1 pm 2 pm, and on Quest, Moon 6 pm 7 pm. Next news: Felipe Nasr calls for harsher penalties after Formula E driving standards criticism. The Brazilian has called for a more heavy-handed approach from the FIA in order to improve the on-track behavior of drivers in Formula E. Reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne has been highly critical of some of his rivals in recent weeks after a host of incidents in the opening 4 races of the season, and Massa thinks his complaints are justified. "We have a lot of penalties on the technical side, maybe not enough on the sporting side," said Massa. "I think maybe the FIA, need to work a little bit on the sporting side because sometimes you see drivers pushing another one out or maybe cutting a chicane and gaining an advantage, and if you have the rules, you need to follow the rules." It happens this year, many incidents in the race that drivers were not penalized. "I believe, on the technical side, the FIA, are doing a lot of penalties. Everything that you are doing, they penalize. I'm not saying it's wrong, but on the sporting side the FIA, are a lot more free and they need to analyze it in a better way." Massa's comments come on the back of his first points in Formula E, having brought his Venturi home 8th in the Mexico EPRIX. The former Ferrari F1 ace has already been involved in a number of incidents during his short career in the electric series, including at the Marrakesh EPRIX. Meanwhile, Vergne has been caught up in clashes at both of the previous 2 races, with the Frenchman lucky to avoid injury after Piquet flew over the top of his DS Techeetah car in Mexico. He was then tapped into a spin by Mitch Evans after the restart, leading him to say, "There is a massive frustration. I got hit, I spun, the guy, Evans, has no penalty. I got overtaken by 3 cars under full course yellow and none of them has a penalty." "A guy that overtook cut the chicane and hit me and doesn't have any penalty. So I want to understand what the rule is. Maybe it's a new rule and next race everybody will hit each other. It's already the case. I'm not playing that game, but to me this is not motorsport. I don't like this kind of racing. You don't see this in Formula 1, like drivers crashing into each other non-stop." "I hope it will change because I'm not enjoying this at all." Both Vergne and Massa hope there will be less contact in the Hong Kong EPRIX this weekend, although it is set to be the first ever wet race in Formula E history. Massa sits 16th in the drivers' standings while Vergne is 8th and will hope to bounce back after failing to score in the past 2 events. The HKT Hong Kong EPRIX is live on BBC 2 on Sunday, March 10th from 7:30 am. Race starts at 8 am. Next news. F1 news. Formula E merger predicted as electric racing inevitable, McLaren design hint. Formula E founder and chief executive Alejandro Agag believes F1 and his all-electric series could merge together in the future as motor racing becomes more sustainable. Speaking ahead of Formula E's 50th race taking place in Hong Kong this weekend and broadcast live on the BBC, Agag reveals he thinks the future of F1 is electric. The Spaniard pointed to changing attitudes towards green technology, new environmental regulations and even the as evidence of a natural convergence. "The world has changed," he said. In 2012, there were 190,000 electric cars on the road around the world. In 2019 the forecast, more or less, is that we're going to end up very close to or maybe a little bit above 8 million. So we're going from 190,000 to 8 million. Of course 8 million is very small compared to a billion cars or vehicles in general out there. But from 190,000 to 8 million is a huge growth. If you look at all the car brands modifying their production lines to adapt to electric and putting in electric motors, if you look at the Paris Climate Agreement, if you look at the rules in European Union about CO2 emissions, the world is changing and the world is changing in our direction. It's not changing in any other direction. it's changing in our direction. Having said that, F1 has something that is impossible to replace, and that is its history, because the winner in F1 is the successor of Fangio, Schumacher, Senna, etc., he added. My preferred scenario, and I don't know if it will happen on my watch, but in the future, is that F1 becomes electric somehow and Formula E and F1 are one in some way. Things that 5 years ago were not thinkable are now thinkable. McLaren did a prototype of F1 in 50 years, and it was electric. I think it is inevitable that F1 will eventually become electric, and we have the license. I'm not putting my hat in the ring or anything like that, but I just think that is what will happen, in natural convergence. F1 and Formula E are linked to the same umbrella company, with Liberty Global buying into the electric series in 2015, while Liberty Media became controlling stakeholders of F1 in September 2016. Both championships are governed by the FIA. Therefore, it seems unlikely that a merger will occur in the near future, although complete with inductively charged cars capable of reaching 500 km per hour, shape-shifting aerodynamics and an onboard co-pilot. When asked his thoughts about a potential merger, Envision Virgin Racing star Sam Bird said, "Honestly, that's not in the near future, so it's not something I'm concerned about right now. Formula E is in a very healthy place." I think that Formula E isn't worried about Formula 1, but the other way round. I think there is a little bit of concern that Formula E is getting the headlines but Formula 1 isn't. FIA needs to continue to grow, get faster, improve its technology, and who knows what the future holds. Formula E is going in a great direction and its momentum is very good. The HKT Hong Kong EPRIX is live on BBC Two on Sunday, March 10th from 7:30 am. Race starts at 8 am. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.